Hey everyone, I'm Josh, and in this video I want to talk about the quote that you attract what you are. I find it pretty interesting, and a lot of people believe in this, and probably for good reason for the most part, because it makes sense. It makes sense that you would end up attracting people who are similar to you to some extent, because when you go out there, the way that you present yourself to the world is going to naturally attract people who are somewhat like-minded. And also, the activities you engage in, because you enjoy those things, are naturally going to put you around other people who like those same activities. So you definitely do attract what you are to some extent. But I do have some issues with this, because rather often people will end up believing in it like 100%. They will think that you always end up attracting what you are, meaning that if you do a ton of inner work, you will hit a point where you will no longer ever attract bad people or toxic people. And well, that's just not true. Because you have to think about the fact that you can attract people regardless of what you are. There will be people who may be interested in you just because you happen to be physically attractive. That immediately means like almost everyone is going to be interested in you to some extent, and then it's only your personality that they may clash with and realize that they don't want to be around you long term. And that could be for all sorts of different reasons. There's so many ways in which we can be incompatible with someone else. But the whole point that I wanted to show there is that there will always be people who may be interested in you for all sorts of different reasons until they end up finding out more about you. But sometimes even then, you can still end up making people be interested in you by no fault of your own, because maybe there are things going on with them that makes them want to continue seeing you. I know I'm being a bit like convoluted here, but basically what I'm trying to drive at is that toxic people can actually end up being very attracted to you, even if you've done a ton of inner work. And it's sometimes because they see you as a challenge and they want to see if they can break you down. Sometimes they know that you having done inner work means you're a better partner, and there may be ways that they could benefit from that. So I just want to show that there will be times where you can end up attracting people who are not like you at all, and it's simply because that's just how attraction works, right? And sometimes there are people with psychological issues who may end up finding you attractive for not so great reasons. Sometimes manipulation, sometimes again that whole finding you a challenge that they want to dismantle. So just be careful out there. So knowing all this, the point I wanted to make with this video is not just to completely dismantle that quote, because it still holds true for the most part. Like most of the time, you will end up attracting people who are similar to you. The more inner work you do, the more attractive you'll be to people who've also done that inner work. But the point I wanted to make with this video is that you should focus more on who you end up choosing and not so much who you end up attracting. This is the distinction that I think a lot of people do not spend enough time focusing on and being conscious about, because who cares who ends up being attracted to you? What matters is who you end up choosing. This is what a lot of people mess up. This is why people often say things like, I don't understand why I can't attract good people. It may not be that you're unable to attract good people. It may be that you're not choosing them. You're choosing the bad ones over the good people, and you need to figure out why that is. There can be so many things at play. There's so many factors, a lot of it stemming from like childhood trauma, the way we were raised, and we end up finding certain people attractive based on that, especially based on those images we had for what love was while growing up with our parents, or maybe even the lack of parents being around. All of that can impact what someone views as a good thing when it comes to dating and romance. Everyone is raised in differing situations that end up impacting the way they view love. So if your parents were around but they didn't have the best relationship, you're going to believe that this is what most relationships are like. This is what love is like. Or if you had an absent parent, or maybe even both parents were absent, that too will impact the way that you view love. You may be a bit more guarded about it because you didn't have both sides of the equation while growing up to show you a healthy version of what love is. So you need to think about these things and think about how they impact you and the way that you view partners while dating, the way that you choose them too. You really want to be conscious here, because just because you find someone attractive and interesting doesn't actually mean they're good for you. So you really want to get good at spotting the signs of whether or not a relationship will work with someone, and whether or not this person is even a good partner for you. because there can be really charming and manipulative people out there who are not good for you at all, but boy can they become very attractive in your eyes, and they could sweep you off your feet and that sort of thing, and have phenomenal experiences with them and have a lot of fun. But they're not good for you long term because they're manipulative and they're bad people. So there you go. It's all about who you choose, not who you attract. So get really good at being conscious with who you choose. This is the part of the equation that you can actually control. You can't control so much who ends up being attracted to you. You somewhat can, because like I said, the more you work on yourself, you tend to be more enticing to other people who have also worked on themselves. But again, toxic people, bad people can still be attracted to you, even if you've done a ton of inner work. So that's still a thing. So you can't really control that. But you can definitely control who you choose. I mean, that's 100% within your control. So if you've had a history of dating a bunch of bad people, it's probably because you're choosing them. Sure, you may be attracting them as well, but at the end of the day, you're still choosing them. So get better at not choosing the people who are bad for you, at spotting those warning signs, and then choosing not to go forward with seeing this person anymore. Even if they're a ton of fun, even if you enjoy their company, if there is no future with this person and you're dating for finding a life partner, then you probably don't want to spend more time on this person. Because the more that you see them and have fun, sure, it's enjoyable in the short term, but you're robbing the future version of you of all this time and energy because you're wasting it on the wrong person. It also means that you can end up passing over someone who actually is good for you because you're focused on this person who's a lot of fun, but who isn't a long-term match for you. So this is why it's so important to be more conscious about who you choose and not to focus so much on this you attract what you are type thing, because sometimes that just isn't the case. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video, just making that distinction between focusing more on who you choose and not so much on who you attract, since it's outside of your control. You just want to be more conscious when dating because it will save you a lot of time and energy, and hopefully end up leading to you eventually finding someone who can be a life partner for you. Anyway, that's all I have for you in this video. So if you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like on it to support me. You can also subscribe if you enjoy content like this. And I offer coaching at my website, link below. So if one-on-one coaching with me is something you would like, I can help you with dating, I can help you with mindset and all sorts of other things. Feel free to sign up, the link below. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Arrivederci.